Your identity determines your experiences in this world. So, what do you say when you talk to yourself? Who are you identifying as? Whatever your answer to this question is, the life you are living. Is it not? If you pay attention, your self-talk or inner monologue is usually negative. Now why is that? It is because most of your self-image is not your own. It has been programmed by the world. It is the case for majority of people because very few people are truly conscious. And the focus of my channel is to elevate individuals from base level consciousness to divine consciousness. Wake them up from the self-perpetuated miserable dream that is nothing short of a nightmare at times. Once you wake up, you realize the shit show that goes on in your mind. Now, coming back to the idea that your inner monologues are usually negative. It is because the world is mostly unconscious. Unconscious because by and large people do not think for themselves. And this unconsciousness breeds negativity. Mostly because everybody is trying to please anyone but themselves. Living an unauthentic and vain life. It is because they do not know themselves and what they are doing. In the book The Strangest Secret, Earl Nightingale postulates a very simple observation. That most men simply do not think for themselves. And this is the difference between those who succeed in life and those who don't. And it all ties back to your identity. Who do you say that you are? If you disrespect yourself, the world sees you as a doormat. Now here, we are simply talking about just the psychological aspect of it. When you bring the law of consciousness to it, it brings cosmic levels of implications. That is, who you are aware of being becomes your reality. As your awareness of being is God. The I am principle. The only evidence of God that we can without shadow of a doubt point towards is your I amness. Your awareness of being. And the law of I am dictates that what you say after you say I am becomes your reality. Do you often say, I am broke? Do you often say I am lonely or ugly or this or that? Well, that becomes your experience. Because the God within takes your words seriously. Even if you think they are worthless. Because your word will not return to you void, as the scripture says. Word is identity and expression. Your word tells the God within and this world exactly who you are. Consequently, an experience is tailored for you to reflect who you are being. Because that is the purpose of this life. God is having a human experience. And human side of us is given the freedom of choice to choose our experience. I have recently made a video on how this life is operating on the same mechanics as a role-playing game. I recommend you watch it next to understand how this reality works. But here, we are dealing with your self-image. Now, when we talk about identity and inner dialogue, people mistake it for toxic positivity. That is, you must always be positive and feel good to mold your reality into the image that pleases you. It is not about feeling positive all the time and thinking happy thoughts. It is about your identity. Do you identify as a good-for-nothing person or a competent and confident individual? Now, a confident person can still feel doubt. Can still feel fear. But you know what their default is. I am confident, so I will make it through no problem. This fear that I feel is an illusion or a lie. They do not identify with this momentary fear. You see, a cheerful and joyful person can still experience pain. A rich man can still experience loss. But they default to who they identify as. And immediately, or in a while, they recover from the seeming setback. And so, life is by and large reflecting their default state of being. So being positive 24/7 365 is not only toxic, but also contrary to the spirit of this experience. God became man so that man may become God, said Neville Goddard. The aim of the game is man. Because the all is the all. Was the all and will remain the all forever. But the game of man is temporary. And man is synonymous with limitation plus resilience. Nonetheless, once you come to know thyself via I am. That is the time when you no longer identify with the limitations of man and ascend towards godly imagination. This is when you identify with lovely attributes of I am. That is, I am healthy, wealthy, joy and love. I am all that is, so I choose from all that is, that which I find lovely and of good rapport. You see the difference between fighting with thoughts and emotions to make you feel good and just identifying as a joyous person. Trying to feel rich and just identifying as an abundant person. It is about who you say you are. It is not about forcing your thoughts to go along a certain line which they will never. Because guess what? You don't actually think your thoughts, you receive them. And it is your identity that determines what kind of thoughts you will receive from the infinite storehouse of God mind. Your identity is like a radio, and thoughts are the radio stations. You will receive the station that you are tuned to receive and nothing else. Other frequencies are either invisible to you or they feel completely foreign to you. Hence, they fall away like they never existed. So, if you disrespect yourself, belittle yourself, and feel unworthy, you get more of it in thought forms. Then these thought forms reinforce your identity. Eventually this identity becomes your default. And then the world starts reflecting it in your experience. This might sound grim, but you are missing the point. I am literally revealing to you the method by which you can change your life 180 degrees. Just focus on your identity and define who you desire to be. Then just be it. And become disinterested in the mental chatter of the old man in mind. When the old identity bubbles up, no need to ignore it, suppress it or argue against it. Just acknowledge the fact that that is not you anymore. Just this acknowledgement releases the chokehold the old identity can put on you if you fight against it. It is simply a dead past that you no longer are interested in. Let go of shame, guilt, past embarrassment, as they are tools of old identity to pull you in once again. Be more authentic from the sure foundation of your new self. Stay in your I am awareness. Nothing outside of you can fulfill you if you are not grounded in your I amness. You see, you are interested in a new reality now. The old reality is stale, and you can become increasingly disinterested in it. Lose the love for the stale past that doesn't exist except in your mind. And it falls away on its own. Be biased in your inner conversations. You are already negatively biased, what does it actually achieve except for misery and self-loathing? You see, we are already extremely negatively biased in our inner conversations without proof. We lie to ourselves without due diligence or any proof and believe it as gospel. Because unconsciousness is by default negative for survival purposes. But once you wake up, the default settings are nothing but a burden. It is like self-imprisonment and you have the keys in your hand. But you have grown so accustomed to the imprisonment that the thought of freedom scares you. And that is okay. Once you become aware of who you are being, it becomes so obvious that it can no longer stay hidden. Therefore, know thyself. Then mold it into the desired self. Then stick with it no matter what you see in the world. The world is your reflection. It cannot give you anything that you do not have within yourself. The image must change first before the reflection changes. So that which you seek in the world, give it to yourself in mind. And watch the dance of reality for your appeasement. And confirm to you who you really are.